this point, I was shaking. I felt sick in my stomach. And hi everyone, welcome back to another video, and if you're new, this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different than they usually are, but this week's video, I was going to do my pet peeves and like my number one pet peeves and what I think is annoying and just annoying, but instead I decided to do a story time video because I'm outside today, so I'm sorry if it sounds a little bit weird. I work at Dunkin' Donuts, and we have this thing where you can pre-order like coffee and donuts online, like through the app, and then you can come in and pick it up in stores. If you have already prepaid for it, you cannot come through the drive-thru and get it. You have to come inside to get it. But if you haven't paid yet, you can go through the drive-thru and you can also come inside. People try to come through the drive-thru all the time to order, or to get their order, but we constantly tell them, like, I'm sorry, if you've already prepaid, you have to come inside to pick it up, and whatever, whatnot. So, last night, this man comes to the drive-thru, and we'll call him Kevin. Kevin comes to the drive-thru, and he says, yes, I have an order to pick up for last name here. And I was like, my coworker was like, I'm really sorry, sir, have you already prepaid? And he said, yes, I have. And I clicked the option to pick it up through drive-thru. And my coworker, we'll call him Matthew. Matthew was like, I'm sorry, sir, but since you've already prepaid, you're going to have to come inside to pick it up. We can't hand it out through the window unless you've not paid yet. And Kevin got very angry very quick. He said, no. And we were just like, okay, so he's going to be a little bit angry, whatever. Like, we can fix this. So when we told him no, or we told him he had to come inside to get his order, he got very angry very quick and was like, well, on the app, I clicked the option to come through drive-thru and get it, and started being very rude to us. And my coworker, Matthew, was getting very flustered and like didn't know what to do. He was getting frustrated. I was training a new girl that day. We'll call her Nicole. I was training Nicole, and Matthew, I can't keep all these fake names straight, you guys. I was training Nicole, and I was also cleaning the back of the store, and my manager, we'll call him Jonathan. Jonathan was getting very angry. He has a very short temper, like a very short fuse, and he gets very hot-tempered very quickly. So, I was like, Jonathan, like, you don't have to worry about it. I can take care of it, because I knew if he got on the headset, he would get very mean towards the guy, and we didn't need a customer service complaint to our store, especially about a manager. So I was like, Jonathan, don't worry about it, like, I'll handle it. So I went on my headset, and I said, sir, I'm really sorry, but since you've already prepaid, it is against our franchises, our store policy to hand the food out the window since you've already prepaid through the app. You're going to have to come inside to get it, and I really apologize for the inconvenience. So I was like very professional, very nice to him, and he said, no, like, he went off for probably a good 10 minutes before I went on the headset, and then another 5 minutes with me. And he said, well, I've picked it up this way through the drive-thru before. And I said, unfortunately, some of our managers do not know the rules or do not follow the rules the way they're supposed to be followed. Our manager tonight, he does follow the rules and he likes to enforce them. So unfortunately, you're going to have to come inside. Again, I apologize for the inconvenience. So he argued with me for another good 5 minutes. And then he said, fine, I'll see you inside. And I was like, okay, he's being nice now. Like, okay, this is good. He comes storming inside. He's probably 6'5", 6'6". He's like tall and he's huge. Like, he's a giant guy. And I was like really intimidated. I was like, oh my gosh, I did not expect this. And so, when he came inside, I was in the back. Like I said, I was mopping. When he first came inside, I believe he ordered 2 large coffees, a medium coffee, and a half dozen donuts. So when he came inside, he was like, I don't want any surprises in my half dozen. I was still in the back mopping for a little bit. And so he picked out, he was like, I want that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. And he was like talking really fast, and my coworker Matthew could not, like, didn't get all the donuts, and he was like, I'm sorry, can you repeat this, sir? And he was like, I want this, like, he was being very condescending, very, like, patronizing him, and I didn't appreciate that, because I don't like when people are rude to other people. I think everybody should just be nice to everybody. I mean, I don't understand why people are so rude sometimes, but, and then he said to my coworker, Nicole, who is African American, he said to her, he was like, I don't want that dumb black girl making my coffee. And we all kind of looked around, like, in complete shock. And my manager and I looked at each other, we made eye contact, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, that was it for me. I was like, sir, what's the problem? And he was like, I don't want her making my coffee, she has no idea what she's doing. She kept looking at the thing 4 times. And I was like, well, sir, did you see that it wasn't coming out of the thing? Like, the coffee was not coming out. And he was like, I don't care. She looked at it 4 times, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know what she was doing. And I was like, well, the cold brew coffee is a new coffee for us that we don't know how to properly make that. Like, it's been new. It was my first day working with it, or my second day working with it. And so I apologized to him, and I was like, I'll just get my manager to make it for you. And he was like, that sounds about right. So I had my manager make the coffee for him. I heard the bell ring, so I went up, and I heard the bell ring again, so a family came in, and so I had to help the family while my manager Jonathan was helping Kevin. And it was Jonathan, Nicole, and Matthew all helping Kevin. And Kevin was getting more and more impatient. He was screaming at us, like, the whole store could hear him. Like, the family that I was trying to help, they were, like, getting really irritated with him, and I just kept apologizing. I look at them and I was like, guys, I'm really sorry, but I can't hear you right now. Can you give me a few minutes till he calms down or till he leaves? And they're like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like, it's okay, don't worry about it. And I was getting really frustrated and really flustered. We had him served, and that's when he stormed out. And at this point, I was shaking. I felt sick in my stomach, and I was like, Jonathan, I can't breathe. I almost said my manager's name. I was like, Jonathan, I can't breathe right now. He finally left, and I was like, thank goodness. I got this family that I was taking care of up front. I got them taken care of, and we were talking to them for a little bit, and I was like, again, guys, I'm really sorry. Like, I really apologize for that. I don't know what else to say other than I'm sorry that that had to happen while you were here. And they were like, no, it's no problem. Like, he was really rude. I can't believe, like, he said some of that stuff he did. And he came back inside. Kevin did. The family left, and Kevin came back inside and was screaming. He yelled. He was like, the jerk's back! And we were like, seriously. My manager, Jonathan, completely ignored him. He kind of looked down and, like, walked away. And I was like, don't worry about it, Jonathan. I'll handle it. So I walk over, and my coworker, the new girl that I was training, Nicole, was getting very flustered and very, like, I don't know what to do, like, I can't fix this. And I was like, don't worry about it, I got it. And Matthew was like, I'm so sick of this guy at this point, like, and I was like, guys, honestly, it's okay, I'll handle it. So I walk over, and I was like, put on the biggest smile ever, and I was like, hi, is there something I can help you with? And he was like, yeah, this coffee's not sweet enough. So I was like, okay, what is it? And he was like, it's caramel with cream. And I said, okay, would you like any sugar in it? And he was like, no, because this sweetener is already sweetened. And I said, correct. And he was like, so no sugar. I was like, okay, no sugar. And I had this big smile on the whole time, big customer service, like, very overly happy with him, like, kind of in a mean way, like, subtly mean, but very overly happy to him. So I went over and I remade his coffee, so I put an extra shot of caramel in it to make sure it was sweet, and then I put a spoonful of sugar in it, even though he said not to, because I didn't want him to complain that it wasn't sweet. So I gave it back, and I was like, would you like to try it and make sure it's sweet enough for you, sir? And he was like, yes. And I was like, okay, go right ahead, I'll wait right here just in case it's not. And he tried it, and he was like, now that's coffee. And I was like, okay, is there anything else I can do for you today? And he was like, no, goodbye. And then as he was, like, about to walk out the door, I screamed across the store. I was like, have a nice day, sir! And I think that, like, really irritated him because he slammed the door. He slammed his car door open. He slammed it shut. And then he, like, sped out of the parking lot. And we all kind of look around at each other, and we're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how rude he was. I have worked at McDonald's for, I think, about a year. and then I work at Bojangles, and I work at Dunkin' Donuts. So I have 2 jobs right now. I've had jobs on and off ever since I was 16, and I'm 19 now, so I've been in customer service for 3 years. So he was the rudest man I've ever had to serve in my entire life, in my entire time of being customer service representative. And that's saying a lot since I've worked in customer service for 3 years. I've had a lot of rude people, you know, like a lot of people complain about a lot of like stupid stuff, but he was literally the rudest man I've ever worked with. But guys, that was so unbelievably rude. I could not believe that happened. And when he called my coworker that dumb black girl and then called my other coworker an idiot, I didn't appreciate the way he was condescending us and patronizing us and like talking down to us. He was like, "You guys are here for my convenience." And my manager was like, "Actually, sir, we're just here to serve you. Like, there's no convenience here for anybody." And so that was crazy. So then a guy came in probably 10 minutes later, and I was teaching my coworker Nicole, the one who was new. I was training her on the register a little bit. So she was standing beside me. The register's like right here, and I was like typing in, and I was showing her something, and the customer came in, and I looked at him, and I was like, "I'll be with you in 1 minute, sir, okay?" And he was like, "Okay." And so I finished talking with her, and then I sent her out on her break, and I was like, "Okay, I'm sorry about that. How can I help you?" And so I like took his order and everything, and then the manager, Jonathan, walked past, and this guy looked at him and he was like, "Are you the manager?" And Jonathan at this point was like, he was done. He was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And he was like, "We had a very special person come in a little bit ago." He was like, "Oh, I completely understand. I just wanted to say that this young lady over here," and pointed to me, he said, and I was like, "Oh no, am I gonna get in trouble? Like, what did I do?" He was like, "I just wanted to say that she's one of the most professional customer service representatives I've ever met. She was talking to the other young lady that was here, and acknowledged me when I came in and said I'd be with you. And she said she would be with me in 1 minute. And he said, I don't really see that often in this Dunkin' Donuts, let alone pretty much anywhere else." And I was just kind of like smiling. I was like, "Oh, that made me feel so much better after what just happened." But it was a really long day at work. After that, we all kind of joked about it. And I was like, "Oh, be careful you don't make that coffee wrong." Like, you know, stuff like that. And so that story I just thought was kind of crazy. And, like, I just could not believe how rude the man was to us, so I just had to say it. I had to tell you guys about it. Yeah, but that's all I have for this week's video. So if you like this video, please be sure to hit that like button. If you like my vlogs, could you leave that in the comments below? And if I get enough comments saying that you like my vlogs, I will. I think I will start my own vlogging channel as well. And if you're not already, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. Please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. I'm at 31 as of the last time I checked, and I'm trying to get to 50. So if you would help me reach 50 subscribers, that'd be super awesome. Can we get this video to 5 thumbs up? I think we can do 5 likes. But that's all I have for this week's video. I will see all you guys next week. So I love you guys all so very much, and I will just see you next time. Bye!